Hi, welcome to my channel. I thought I'd do a video on Irish words we still speak in Ireland today. English is the main language. Not many people are fluent in Irish, but we still love to throw a few Irish words into English sentences every now and then. These are words we learn in school, and most Irish people, even if they don't use them, they'll still understand them. I said to a friend of mine I was doing this video and they said, oh, I don't speak any Irish, I won't know any of them. And when I went through the list, they were actually surprised that they did know all of them and used a few of them without even realizing. If you like this kind of thing, please give this video a like, subscribe for more, and let's get started. First up is craic, and this is probably the main Irish word that gets used all the time. It means fun, gossip, or good times. It's pronounced craic, and people would say, oh, there was some craic last night, means there was a lot of fun had last night, or any craic means any news. The next one is Sláinte, and it's the Irish cheers. It's what people say when they are toasting with drinks. It's pronounced Sláinte, Sláinte, and it translates to health. So if someone's in a pub, they hold up their glass and they say Sláinte, and everyone will say Sláinte back. Next up is sin, and it means that is it. And it's pronounced sin-a, sin-a. And people would say it like if you're done a project, you say, okay, sin-a. Or if you're looking for something and you find it, you say, ah, oh, sin-a. Or, right everyone, the pub is gonna close soon, last round's sin-a. Then there's cup on tea, which means cup of tea. And it's pronounced cup-on tea. Cup on tea. I always use cup on tea. If I'm offering someone a cup of tea, I always ask, do you want a cup on tea or just on its own, cup on tea? This is something you would use more at home. You wouldn't really say it in a restaurant or cafe. Like you wouldn't say, can I have a cup on tea please? Because you don't just assume that everyone else does speak or understand Irish, so it's more of a casual at home thing. And to go with your cup on tea, there is Banya agus Sugra. Banya is milk and Sugra is sugar. Banya is pronounced Banya or Banya, and that depends on where in Ireland you are. There's different dialects. I'm in Leinster, so a lot of these words are being pronounced with a Leinster pronunciation. And Sugra is sugar and it's pronounced Shukra. Sugra. So people would say, do you want some Banya in your tea? Or, sorry, have you got any Sugra? And Sugra can also be an alternative swear word, especially if you have kids. You might say, ah, Sugra, I forgot my keys. And I said it there as well, August, that's and. It's pronounced August. August. Banya, August, Sugra. Next up is Madra, and it means dog, and it's pronounced Madra. Madra. The other day my friend said, oh, I took the Madra for a walk last night, and it was only because I had started work on this video and I was listening out for Irish words in English sentences that I noticed, because she probably says it all the time but I never actually thought about it or noticed it. So that's a common one. People often use the word Madra for dog, and the plural of Madra is Madri, dogs, but we don't really say Madri, we say Madras, you know, with the English S at the end. So technically it doesn't make sense, it's not a real word, but we still kind of mix the two, English and Irish, together to make a fake word. Madras. Oh, look at the Madras playing over there, makes total sense. Next up is Amadon, and it means fool, and it's pronounced Amadon. Amadon. It's not really a swear word, but it can be aggressive. Like if you're driving and someone cuts you off, you could shout, feckin' Amadon, learn how to drive. Or look at these Amadons blocking the road. Same thing with Madras, like the S at the end of Amadon doesn't make sense. Technically, it's not a real word, but we all understand it. Next up is Kane Tommy, and it means what time is it? And it's pronounced Kane Tom-a. Kane Tommy. And this is one that I use all the time. If I'm asking the time, I say Kane Tommy, but really only with my family and friends. I wouldn't say to a stranger Kane Tommy, just in case they don't understand it. And the expectation would always be to get the answer in English. Like you'd never, even though you're asking the question in Irish, I'd never expect someone to answer me in Irish. Like I'd understand it if they said a hain o'clock, that's 1 o'clock, or Lahore Teresha Shay is 6:30, but it would be kind of strange if someone did answer you in Irish, because even though I'm asking in Irish, the expectation is still to get the answer in English. Up next is Laba, and it means bed, and it's pronounced La laba. So someone might say, oh, I can't wait to get into my laba tonight, or oh, I'm just so tired, I need my laba. My mom is Canadian, so she doesn't know a lot of Irish words, and the other day someone rang her very early in the morning and she answered and they said, oh, are you still in your laba? And she was like, what? She didn't have a clue what they were talking about. But any Irish person, we would know what a laba is, and we'd say, oh yeah, or no, or whatever. But yeah, she was very, very confused on that one. Then there's Telefish, which means television or TV, and is pronounced Telefish. Telefish. And someone would say, oh, turn on the Telefish there, or what'd you get up to last night? Oh, not much, just watched some Telefish and chilled out. Next up is slán, and it means bye, and it's pronounced slán. The literal translation is safety, but people say it like goodbye, slán. And then there are some Irish words you can put in with it that kind of change, give it more meaning. So if you are out somewhere and you are leaving, but someone is staying, you say slán a gut, slán a gut, and that means have safety. Or if you're staying and someone else is leaving, you say slán lat, which means safety with you. Those two aren't really common, like people don't really use those today, but the next one is pretty common, and it's slán a bhaile. And you say this to someone when they're going home. Slán a bhaile. Slán a bhaile. Slán means safe and a bhaile means home, so safe home. And people use slán a bhaile, but they also use the English translation safe home. A lot of people would say safe home when you're going home. And then there's a theory that slán, that the English words so long come from the Irish word slán, because if you think so long, bye, so long, like where does that come from? So it doesn't really make sense as a standalone goodbye phrase. So it's a mystery, so people theorize that maybe it came from the Irish slán. Next up is cúla, and I didn't even realize this one was Irish, and I use it all the time. I thought it was the English word cool and then some rhymey thing put after it, but it's actually Irish slang. Cúla, and it means cool, good. It's more used as a response to someone, like an answer. Like you wouldn't say, oh, I like your hat, it's cúla. It's more like, all right, I'm heading off, I'll see you soon. All right, cúla. Next up is scéal, and it means story. In Ireland, we use the word story as slang for what's up. So if someone says, what's the story? They're saying, what's going on, any news? And sometimes we'll use the Irish scéal in place of that. So what's the scéal? Anything going on? No, nothing. And it's pronounced like scéal. Next up is Plamos, and it means a kind of flattery, but there's no direct translation into an English word that means exactly what Plamos is. It's kind of like a form of flattery that's disingenuous because the person's only saying it to get what they want. Kind of like buttering me up. So someone would say, oh, you're just trying to Plamos me, or stop Plamosing me, I said no. And again, the Plamosing is not a real word because Plamos is Irish, ing is English, but it's normal enough to take an Irish word and an English suffix and put them together, and even though they don't make sense, we all understand. Out of all of the words I'm doing today, Plamos is probably one I've never used and very rarely hear, but when I was researching this, I found so many people saying Plamos was their #1 Irish word, so I had to include it. The next one is kind of the reverse of that. It's one that I use all the time and I never hear anyone else use it, or in my research I couldn't find one person talking about it, and it's sausta. It's pronounced sauce, like a sauce that you put on your food. Sausta. And it means kind of similar to Plamos. There's not really a direct translation into English, but it basically means I'm satisfied and happy, or I'm content and pleased. Like if you're good, you don't need anything, you're satisfied and happy, you're sausta. So if my husband asks me if I need anything and I don't, I say, no thanks, I'm sausta. Or I'd say time on sausta, which means I'm very content and happy. It's pronounced time on sausta. time on Salsa. And I probably use this phrase like once a day. Like if I get to sit down with a hot cup of tea, I'll say, time on Salsa. And I don't know why other people don't use this word, because I think Salsa is just one of the greatest Irish words. Next up is Gansey, and it means jumper, and it's pronounced Gansey. Gansey. And people would say, oh, I'm cold, I'm gonna go get my Gansey, or have you seen my blue Gansey anywhere? Yesterday, my 6-year-old came running downstairs and said, oh, I got my Gansey. And yeah, this would be a common one in Ireland. Next up is Búlabus, and it means applause or clapping hands. And it's pronounced Búlabus, Búlabus, or Búlabos, Búlabos. And that just depends on where in Ireland you are. A teacher in school would say, Búlabus for Connor, everyone, it's his birthday today, and everyone would clap their hands. But it's also used more as in place of a congratulations. So, oh, I got a raise at my job. Oh, Búlabus for you, that's great. Or Búlabus for these nurses, they're doing amazing. You're not saying it because you want everyone to clap hands. You're saying it more in place of like as a great work or well done. Next is Marja, and it's the Irish as if, and it's pronounced Mar-ya, Marja. And it could be used like, oh, he said he was going to the pub for just 1 pint, Marja. Or if someone said, oh, I won all the trophies at the awards, someone else would say, Marja. Next up is Cá will, and it means where is, and it's pronounced Cá will, Cá will. Cá will my phone is probably my most said phrase. I'm always losing my phone. Cá will my phone. Ma is my in Irish. So cá will ma is where is my. Cá will my car keys. Cá will Katie, she didn't show up today. Cá will my Gansey. And sin é. That's it. They are some Irish words we still use in Ireland today. Please let me know in the comments if I missed any, or if you have any suggestions for a future video. I actually have a ton more words, so I will probably do a part 2. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe, and thanks for watching. Bye.